In the previous video by Mr. Sunny Shah, founder of the International Human Rights Council, we learned how the human rights originated, in which we learned how, on December 10th, 30 articles were created for the rights of every human being. Today, there will be very few people who will have complete information about it, and it is not possible for everyone to understand it. For this reason, today, people are being tortured in different ways in many places. Keeping this in mind, Mr. Sunny Shah, founder of the International Human Rights Council, has tried to explain all those 30 articles about human rights in a simple manner, which can be easy for everyone to understand, and everyone can protect their own as well as others' human rights. Let us know what our first article by Sunny Shah says. The first article says, 1. All human beings are born free and equal in dignity and rights. They are endowed with reason and conscience and should act towards one another in a spirit of brotherhood.
Article 1 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights states, all human beings are born free and equal in dignity and rights. This profound declaration underscores the fundamental principle that every individual, regardless of race, nationality, gender, or any other characteristic, is inherently entitled to the same basic rights and freedoms. This means that from the moment of birth, every person possesses an intrinsic value and deserves to be treated with respect and fairness. The notion of equality in dignity and rights implies that no one is superior or inferior to another. Rather, all individuals share the same human worth. Consequently, every person has the right to live a life free from discrimination, oppression, and exploitation, and to enjoy the same opportunities for growth, development, and fulfillment. The principle also emphasizes the importance of living with dignity, which includes having access to basic necessities such as food, shelter, health care, education, and the ability to participate fully in society. It calls for the recognition and protection of each person's autonomy, freedom of expression, and the right to make decisions about their own life. Ultimately, this article lays the foundation for a just and equitable society where the rights of all individuals are acknowledged and upheld, fostering a world where every person can live with dignity and equal opportunity.
Next is our second article say, everyone is entitled to all the rights and freedoms set forth in this declaration, without distinction of any kind, such as race, color, sex, language, religion, political or other opinion, national or social origin, property birth, or other status. Furthermore, no distinction shall be made on the basis of the political, jurisdictional, or international status of the country or territory to which a person belongs, whether it be independent, trust, non-self-governing, or under any other limitation of sovereignty.
Article 2 is freedom from discrimination such as race, color, sex, language, religion, or other opinion. Article 2 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights addresses the principle of freedom from discrimination, asserting that everyone is entitled to all the rights and freedoms set forth in the Declaration without distinction of any kind, such as race, color, sex, language, religion, political or other opinion, national or social origin, property, birth, or other status. This article explicitly prohibits any form of discrimination, emphasizing that all individuals, regardless of their inherent or chosen characteristics, must be treated equally and with respect. The core message of this article is that no one should face prejudice or unequal treatment based on superficial or arbitrary distinctions. This principle is crucial in fostering a society where diversity is celebrated and everyone has an equal chance to thrive. Despite the universal recognition of these rights, discrimination persists in various forms around the world. Many societies still grapple with deep-rooted prejudices and systemic inequalities, whether they manifest as racial segregation, gender bias, religious intolerance, or social exclusion. For instance, in many countries, people continue to face discrimination based on their caste or skin color, affecting their opportunities and quality of life. This ongoing issue underscores the importance of Article 2, which was crafted to combat such injustices and to promote a more inclusive and equitable global society. The article serves as a powerful reminder and a legal foundation that mandates non-discrimination, urging nations and individuals alike to uphold the principle that all people, irrespective of their differences, deserve equal treatment and protection under the law. In practice, ending discrimination requires a concerted effort at both the institutional and individual levels. Laws and policies must be enacted and enforced to protect individuals from discriminatory practices, and there must be a cultural shift towards greater acceptance and understanding of diversity. Education plays a critical role in this process, as it can challenge prejudices and promote empathy and respect for all individuals. By adhering to the principles outlined in Article 2, we can work towards a world where everyone has the freedom to live, work, and participate in society without fear of discrimination or exclusion, thereby realizing the true essence of equality and human rights.
Further, our third article says, everyone has the right to life, liberty, and security of person.
Article 3, Right to life, liberty, and security of person. The Universal Declaration of Human Rights proclaims the right to life, liberty, and security of person. This article emphasizes that every individual is entitled to the basic rights necessary to live a life of dignity and freedom. The right to life encompasses the fundamental necessities that sustain human existence, such as access to food, water, clean air, shelter, and health care. These are the essential elements that allow individuals to lead a normal and healthy life. Liberty, in this context, refers to the freedom to make choices about one's own life without undue interference or oppression. This includes the ability to move freely, express oneself, and pursue personal aspirations. The security of person means protection from physical harm, abuse, and violence, ensuring that individuals can live safely and without fear. Historically, there have been numerous instances where these basic rights were denied. For example, during ancient times, some rulers would restrict access to vital resources like water from rivers or ponds within their territories, effectively controlling and limiting the population's access to essential life-sustaining elements. Similarly, oppressive regimes would impose harsh restrictions on personal freedoms and security, subjecting people to arbitrary imprisonment, torture, and other forms of abuse. These historical abuses highlight the critical importance of Article 3 in safeguarding human dignity and well-being. In contemporary times, despite significant progress, there are still regions where basic needs are not adequately met. In many developing countries, communities struggle with access to clean water, nutritious food, and proper health care. These deficiencies highlight the ongoing relevance of Article 3, which underscores that these basic needs are not privileges but fundamental rights that must be guaranteed for all individuals. It serves as a reminder to governments and societies that ensuring the right to life, liberty, and security is a fundamental duty. Governments worldwide are increasingly recognizing the importance of human rights when crafting laws and policies. They strive to ensure that new regulations do not infringe upon these basic rights. For instance, when drafting new legislation, many governments now consider the potential impact on human rights to avoid any measures that could inadvertently violate these principles. This approach reflects a growing awareness and commitment to upholding the standards set by the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, striving to create environments where every person's fundamental rights are respected and protected. Thus, Article 3 is not only a declaration of rights, but also a call to action, urging continuous efforts to ensure that everyone has access to the necessities that enable them to live freely, safely, and with dignity.